Sally, how are you today?
Hey, Harry. Yes, good, thank you. And loving winter because it hasn't been too wet down here. How about up there?
We don't mind the wet. We don't get much rain. Yeah, but we have had some rain, which is good.
Yeah. Look, I'm in T-shirts. This is the middle of winter. Unheard of. Like walking in T-shirts.
You've probably got central heating on.
Got that on as well, for sure. I mean, outside, honey. Yeah.
We don't have central heating. There we go.
Whoa. Nice warm house. So what are we talking about today, Harry?
We're talking about how you starred this morning. You absolutely starred.
My back.
Sharing your magic, weren't you?
I was. The more I'm sharing it, the more it's just encouraging me to just sit with joy because I'm following my passion. It's really fun. Yeah, so thank you.
So the shadow side of this, and you know all about shadow sides, is that there's this guy called Thoreau. You might have heard of Thoreau. He's an American writer.
Yep.
And he wrote a book called The Economy of Walden. And in that book is one of the most famous quotes that I love. And the quote is, the mass of men the mass of men lead lives of quiet desperation.
Oh my God, I love that.
Now what that means is, what does that mean? What that means is that they're immersed in frustration and boredom. Now I was lucky. I had a loving home, and I was lucky enough to go to uni, and I was lucky enough to be given a framework where I could understand what I liked doing. So I only ever studied what I enjoyed, and I did well. And then when I joined the workforce, every time I got bored, I changed jobs because I cannot stand getting bored. So I did some research, and the research was from a group called Ryan et al. And they found it's better to be frustrated than bored, which is counterintuitive.
So you say better to be frustrated than bored?
Yeah, and the reason is because boredom is more persistent in a learning context. And if you get bored, you tend to then slip into gaming behaviours. That's addictive. You get into a loop, and there you are. You're trapped.
Desensitise in some ways when you get bored. You just void or numb.
Yeah, and I see lots of clients who are frustrated and bored in their work.
Yeah,
bring their children to see me because of their learning challenges, but this is a public service town, so they are what's the word? They are shackled by the golden handcuffs of their golden plated superannuation.
Yep. Well, yeah, and that would be big time in Canberra, right?
So these are people who have not found their magic, who are in mediocre. And what I've titled today is Mediocre to Magic.
Oh, I like that one. What if I got one? Well, mine was a little longer. It's only limited by your imagination and your budget.
Right.
Yeah, absolutely. I've just got a couple of stats just straight up, which is linking straight into that. 92% of people who set New Year's Eve goals don't achieve them, but this is even more frightening, and I can get not achieving some of those, but 98% of people die without fulfilling their dreams, and they die with a sense of regret. 98%, OMG! Oh my God, how sad is that? And they die with regret, with a sense of regret. That's not going to be me, and that's not going to be you. Life's too short. This is something as part of our journey, right? Just stepping into some joy and passion.
That is right. And I'm just going to, while you're talking, please go on talking and I'll find a photo.
Okay. Well, this is something I'm really passionate about because particularly in this COVID time, people are allowing themselves to stop and review where they're going in life. What is their purpose? Where is their joy sitting, aligning with their purpose? Are you aligning your passion with your skill set? Are you doing things that bring you joy? Where are you going in life? What's the bigger picture? What's the journey that you want to enjoy? So go over to you, Harry.
So this is one of the things that I was passionate about. I wanted to do it once in my life. I actually did it twice. I wanted to paint my car when I was a young fella.
Yes, hippie.
So I did.
Oh, is that a V-dub?
That's a V-dub.
Oh, a little beetle. And oh, is that you on the ground?
That's me and my sister, yeah.
Such a dude. I love that. I had a V-dub too, but that is super cool.
So they can be little dreams like this,
Dreams, yep.
or big dreams, but
Yep.
you don't do it. They're hung around, undone. No, I've done that. I don't want to paint my car again. I'm quite happy to have it, white and washable.
Yeah, yeah, exactly. It's like creating your bucket list. I think when that movie came out about the bucket list or whatever it was, it really sparked people's enthusiasm or interest into, holy hell, what do I want out of life? And I was talking to a client last night, 65, been working for 48 years, really, full on, having one day off a week, and doesn't know anything different, but the body can't keep going. And even today I was texting and saying, think about some things that bring you some joy. Like, what is it? I don't know. And there's this fear of doing things differently to how you've always done stuff, or actually stopping and thinking about what actually would be really fun, like other than monotonous working, or creating some more fun in your work, or shifting your work so that it's bringing you more joy.
So that's a really difficult question for people to answer, because I ask my clients this often. I had two boys yesterday. One is 15, the other's 21, and I said, I'm going to ask you this question next time you come. I don't expect you to have got the whole answer, but I want you to dig deep and find out what makes you happy. One of them answered singing, which is a good answer.
Oh.
The other answered gaming. And I said, that's not a good answer, because I want you to dig deeper than that and find out when you're doing something in the real world. The game designers will craft them so that they give you these rewards, but that's really not making you happy. Afterwards, you're not really that happy. And so it's not obvious. One of the things I say to people is pay attention to when you're humming, singing, when you feel light in your head. You feel that lightness.
Yeah, lightness, yeah.
And pay attention to what you've just done or what you're doing. So observe what comes easily and observe what makes you happy, particularly in your kids. Observe that. Write it down. And then they say, I don't know what I want to study when I go to uni, or I don't know, I've got 2 jobs I could do. Go back to that.
Yeah.
Obviously some people like talking, and we know that. Or maybe they should become shock jocks, Don't lock them away in a room with no one to talk to. They're going to go mad.
Yeah.
Your partner's going to go mad. It's just going to be...
Yeah. Oh, absolutely, in their ear. Absolutely.
So if you observe what comes easily and makes you happy, you may have discovered your talent.
Yeah.
One of your talents, you may have. And then what do? Then you get hit by all this fear. Oh my God.
Yeah.
It won't be enough.
Yeah.
I might look stupid. Well, who cares? Who cares? Really, it doesn't matter. You're not going to die.
Yeah.
One of the questions I ask people, well, what's the worst thing that can happen? Yeah. Like one of my clients had a car crash. She's 21.
Yep.
She had a car crash. And after the car crash, the ambulance people were called and she was kind of out of it. So they don't know really what happened, but she's doing a sleep study last night.
Right.
She was really stressed about it as a condition of getting her license back. And so I said, what's the worst thing that can happen? I failed my test. Well, you can try again. Try again. Never give up.
Yeah, absolutely. And I love that about the catastrophe scale. We've spoken about that before. Out of 10, where does it really sit? Is it death? Is it that bad? Or, is it's like when the dog chews your homework, where does that sit on the catastrophe scale?
Well, for her, it's pretty high up because she can't work unless she has a license.
Yeah. And part of what you're saying about, finding what comes easily to, find your talent, it also links into your magic and your essence. That, why are people drawn to you? What's your point of difference? Why do people come to you as a learning expert, as opposed to learning difficulty expert, as opposed to someone else? Like, what is it that they're drawn to you about? And that's tricky, but once you work it out, then you can really run with it. That's where you package it. It's just, and you can sort of transfer that into different realms of career or work types of work, because it doesn't have to be locked into just your skill around that. It's, that connection, why people resonate with you, how you can help people, finding that magic and packaging it up. And, I'm sort of in the middle of doing that, creating new programs with it and running with that. So that's one sort of the roadblocks, because we also looked at what's holding us back or what's sabotaging us in delivering our magic. And for me, it's just like getting the material together. But for a lot of people, as we just said, it's the fear of other people's opinions, their expectations, fear of failure, and also fear that you're undervaluing yourself, believing in yourself and trusting in yourself that you can do it, particularly when it's different, because you're getting out of your comfy zone and getting into that uncomfortable zone, because that's when change happens. But that's when real magic can happen. Hey, Harry, we've seen this a lot over the last few years in the area that we're working through, people changing from this standard sort of work career line, and then seeing that they can be different, but utilising their skills that people are drawn to them for, or working with people and applying that in different areas. It's really quite awesome. Quite awesome. I've done a model. Have you done a model today?
I have. So my first one was observe what comes easily, observe. The second one is overcome your fears. And the third step was organize your offer and narrow your niche.
Ooh, you're on fire. Organize your offer.
So you discover it, you apply it, and then you build it.
Yeah, love it. Really good business advice. Discover your client and then you build it. Yeah, love it.
Discover your talent, apply it, and then build it. And it's so hard for most people, including me, to really have the courage to narrow your niche. We all start off being able to help everybody. Yes, of course we can.
Yeah.
But actually, that's impossible to market. It has no traction. It's boring.
Is that your phone ring?
Endless reminders, yeah.
It's so, as we've gone through this process the last few years together, narrowing your niche, it's very difficult, because as you said, you want to reach everyone, and you can reach everyone, but what is the one specific group that you can solve one problem for, and then grow it from there? So yeah.
Well, no, even just that one little problem for one group is awesome.
Yeah.
That is enough.
Yeah.
I just want parents who will do anything for their kids to bring me their bright, sensitive kids with a learning difficulty. I don't want anybody else.
Yeah. Yeah.
I really don't. If they come through the cracks, okay, I won't be rude, but that's who I want.
You won't be rude. God, you're funny. Oh,
because that, and it's really scary to do that.
Yeah.
But I've discovered that the more that I do that, the more powerfully I attract.
Yeah, and you're more passionate about it, I suppose, when you really know your niche.
Clearer. It's just clearer. It's much clearer.
Clarity, yeah.
And there's so much. Look, honestly, I've been on Natural Therapy's website for a really long time, and the stats from that site have been going down and down and down and down. I'm on it. I won last year. I'm never going to renew it. And the reason is because there's much more traffic. There's much more noise. It's all you've got to cut through that.
Noise. So
if you're not clear, you won't cut through.
Yep. So true.
And I love Natural Therapy. It's a great site, but there's just much more competition than there was 16 years ago.
Yeah. Wow. So coming back to, 98% of people dying without fulfilling their dreams, part of it, I put my little model sort of around that, where you're only limited by your imagination and your budget, but sort of my 3 key steps. And I talk about this all the time. It's about One is confidence, and there's my little thingy in there, but having the confidence to be resilient and be strong and to get out and do things differently, have that ability to be knocked down and get back up again, go in that survival mode and, sink or swim, but let's do things, take it, your magic and whatever, and run with it and have that confidence within yourself. Then, have the courage, face your fears and do it anyway, the power of vulnerability. Allow yourself to be vulnerable, get comfortable with being uncomfortable, take risks and do things differently. And then the third one is commit to taking some action steps, to doing some stuff, commit to the choices that you're making. So when you commit and you have that confidence, you're going to change. You're just going to do things differently. And when you have the confidence and the courage, well, then you're going to really boost your belief and trust within yourself and in the process, and that things can happen. And when you have that inner courage and you really commit and start doing stuff, then you'll get clarity about where you're moving forward to, who you want to work with, forming your niche. And overall, you're just going to be a lot more conscious of how you feel, think and act and react, more conscious of the roadblocks and how to deal with them, and more conscious about what path and purpose you are on, where are you going, and of course consciously aware of the magic that you're trying to deliver. So that was my little, it's just stuff I'm really passionate about.
And who's your target market, Sally?
Well, it's very capable mums who are juggling and struggling, trying to get through life day by day, and really just want some more meaning with some more peace and more fun and happiness.
Juggling and struggling. I love it.
Very capable, but having lived there myself, you're just juggling too much. And it's there has to be more to life than this. Has to be. Holy poo.
Yes.
Because I don't want to die without fulfilling my dreams, honestly. 98% of people, how sad's that?
Yes, indeed. And I know one of your dreams is to have a nice pad at Noosa.
Oh, yeah, anywhere down by the water, out in nature, just, yeah. And you watch me achieve it. I'm just going to go.
Sure.
So I had 3 key steps. 1, identify your magic, your essence, why people come to you and how you can help them. Because that's really hard, is identifying that for starters. Then 2, become aware of your triggers or what sabotages you or what stands in your way of moving forward. Is it your confidence, or is it other opinion, or is it that you haven't got your shit together, your material together? And the third part is then plan, action and succeed. It might be a program, it might be a new direction with your work, career, whatever it is, but plan it, start actioning it, and then just go out and succeed, because then you can have the party and reward yourself at the end of the day. So they're my steps.
Yeah, one of the things I struggle with is moving faster than the speed of disbelief.
Mark. Yeah, but it's true. But don't you find when you're in that zone, nothing gets in your way? You just, head down, bum up.
Provided life doesn't intervene, yes.
Yeah.
Sometimes it does, and then whoops, I never did that. I never finished it. Yeah.
What was it? Faster than the speed of disbelief. Love that.
I'm sure you got it from somewhere else.
Yeah. But I just think this is a really good topic to encourage people to stop and have a look at your life right now and where you're choosing to go. And is there any way you could, add some more value into your life, into your day to day? It's not so much, the end destination, it's that whole journey along, because, we've got to have fun in our days. You and I have a lot of fun.
Yeah.
We create fun. Even you were eating a banana before and it made me laugh. It's the little things in life, hey, Harry?
Exactly, yeah. Never completely grew up.
That's what I love about you. You're real and you're very comfortable within your own skin, and that's such an endearing quality. Nothing more attractive than a confident person. Love it.
Yeah. Cool. All right. Well, we'll catch you next week. I think next week's going to be easier. Fewer appointments.
Oh, that's right. Because we're doing it today on Thursday. So yeah, back to normal next Tuesday. Yeah. Still in lockdown here. We may well be in stage 4. Watch this space. So it's lockdown Sally saying goodbye this week. All righty. Harry.
See you, Sally. Bye-bye.